Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Mozu back with another lovely video today. Welcome back, Bugs. I know it's been a long time since I made a video. That is because I've been busy working a lot, right, on the 9th project in particular. And some of y'all don't even know, but it's actually finally done. And that's why I've been taking this long of a break, because I've been working on that. I've been working on other stuff, Transitioning from being a high school student into an adult is kind of a difficult journey in and of itself, but I've been doing my best, I've been trying my best, and I've realized some things along the way that I'll talk about in today's video. But first, without further ado, I got the 9th project, y'all, to show you complete and finished in its full glory right here. It's finally done. I'm so happy with how it turned out too. This is the moon area right here. Just right up there. That's the moon. That's how it turned out. There's no other, the color of the moon, like that color is nowhere else, like on this project, basically. What I was trying to say, but that's how it turned out, y'all. I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. Those are the horns too. Right there. Hopefully it focuses a little better. But got both them horns, yeah. And so basically, let me tell y'all a little story about the 9th, because this project took 195 days to fully complete. 27 weeks and 6 days, and I started it December 15th of 2023, and I ended it June 26th of 2024. So 195 days that just went by and put all this time and heart and soul and effort into this piece, and now look at it. I'm very happy with how it turned out, honestly. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I wouldn't have wanted it to turn out any other way, and I had many opportunities to rush it. I had many opportunities to just be like, oh, this is a project, I gotta get this done, you know what I mean? I should have this deadline, this due date for myself, right? But no, I kept pushing it off, and instead of just pushing it off and like not doing anything during the moments where I wasn't working on this, I usually was practicing my art with other things, with like mini expression projects, little stuff like that. Or just, I even started a little like mini project series called the MOM series, the Mom series. And it was really important that I did that, because each letter of MOM represents my mom, my brother, and me, right? And it was really important because that's like hanging up in our kitchen now, you know what I mean? It's got that energy just in our kitchen and everything, so it's lovely. But anyways, about the lessons and, things that I've learned over the time of completing the 9th is that life in general, there's kind of like a wheel of life, you know what I mean, that goes to living and existing and just being yourself here in this universe. There's kind of like a wheel of life, at least something that I've noticed, that basically the wheel of life is submerged within this soil, right? And the top of the wheel pokes out of the soil just a little bit, but it's at the top of the soil. It's where all that soil is, and then the bottom of the soil is the most fertile of the soil, but it's also like submerged within it, you know what I mean? It's also the bottom of the wheel. The top of the wheel and the bottom of the wheel represent the good and the bad moments of our life, to kind of say the least, you know what I mean? It represents the times where we're feeling more negative energies, where we're failing more, and the times where we're feeling more positive energies and achieving more and seeing more fruits of our labor, kind of thing. The thing that I have failed to realize, and that a lot of people fail to realize about the wheel of life, is that each aspect of the wheel, like the top and the bottom of the wheel, have such a great important purpose. And here's why that is. Because wherever you are in the wheel, whether you're in the middle, you at the bottom, you at the top, you're always going to be, with every action that you're doing, with every step that you're taking, with every mistake that you're making, you are going to be planting a seed. And wherever you are, you can be planting seeds at the top of the wheel when you're in a very positive moment of your life. You could be planting seeds with your actions there. And the thing about those seeds is that they will start growing a lot faster than the seeds that are submerged in the very bottom of the wheel. You know what I mean? Those seeds at the top, I feel like you'll start to see the fruits of your labor more, and those seeds grow a lot more. Then you will see the progress of the seeds that you plant at the bottom of the wheel. But what's important about the seeds that you plant at the bottom of the wheel is that they're almost like subconscious seeds, because they take so much root within that soil, that do so much work within that soil that goes unnoticed, right? That goes completely unnoticed. And by the time that they reach the top of the soil, they are a beautiful, bountiful, like rare plant that you could never get if you were at the top of the wheel planting that, you know what I mean? You could never get if you weren't that patient to see the fruits of your labor when it came to that seed that you planted, right? And about planting seeds at the bottom of the wheel, usually those seeds that are planted come from manifestation in a way. They come from whenever we're at the bottom of that wheel and we feel lost, we feel hopeless, we tend to wish for something. We tend to wish for a certain aspect of our life to be a certain way, or something like that, right? And basically, whenever we manifest that, whenever we think about those things, we sometimes will be subconsciously putting in the work to basically plant those seeds and put them there in the first place, whether we're at the very bottom of the wheel or not. We won't even be realizing we're doing it. And then sometime when the wheel has done its cycle a couple times, it'll reach the top of the wheel again, and we'll realize that we did plant those seeds, because we're starting to see the roots come up. You know what I mean? We're starting to see the roots of that seed we planted at the bottom come up. We're starting to see our manifestations come true in slight and different ways, and in patient ways that we could have never imagined. We'll wish for something years and years ago in a horrible, horrible moment of our life, you know what I mean? A very low moment of our life. We'll wish for those things and we'll never really expect them to happen. And then years and years later, life will show us, here's that dream that you wanted. Here's that wish that you wished all that time ago. So I hope that you're ready. You know what I mean? I hope you're ready to commit to that. That's what I've seen, at least. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that I've seen, at least. And it's how I know, in a way, it's how I know of my success, as an artist eventually, because I know where I'm going in the art world. I know how I'm going to impact people with my art and my expression. And, it's just really important to have that belief in yourself so that those roots don't die. They'll naturally, they'll be rooted in your subconscious, that dirt, that fertile soil. They'll be rooted in, they'll be doing its work, making its way to the top. But by the time that it gets to the top, don't get afraid that you're seeing the things that you wish for, or the things like your manifestations, come true in a way. Because I feel like sometimes we'll wish for those things, and in those moments where we're so hurt, we'll know that those things are right for us. We'll know that those things are important. And somewhere along the way, we'll tend to forget about those things. And then when they show themselves to us, sometimes we're not ready for the change, And it's a lot more difficult being said than it is to be done, to be ready for any kind of change in life. Change in life is a scary thing. It's always going to be scary. Whether it's good change, it's bad change. Any kind of change is usually going to be scary to most people, And it's kind of just about embracing that you kind of know that you deserve a change in your life. If you know that things have been rough lately, or slow, or tedious, or you've been putting in so much work for so long and you haven't really been seeing that much of your efforts, being shown through your life or your experiences, then you know in your heart that you deserve some change. You know in your heart and your soul that there probably needs some kind of change to be in your life, whether that's a positive or a negative one. Sometimes negative changes can take place in our lives, and those negative changes can be so necessary because, they are there to teach us a lesson. They're not there to be there forever. They're not there to, make its way into our life and negatively affect our life forever. They're usually there to show us a different perspective of life that we've never really thought of before, that we've never really comprehended. And they're kind of there to show us that perspective so that we can see it and realize that, hey, that is or is not a path that I want to go on in my life. That's not something I want to live through for the rest of my life. That's not something I want to experience, you know? Or that is something I want to experience, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. And a lot of people just, I feel like a lot of people just underestimate the negative aspects of life and why they're here and why so many negative things happen in our world, you know? If you're going to make an action, there's going to be a consequence, whether that's a good or a bad consequence. Every action that we make in this world, you know, it amounts to something. And it's just important knowing, like, what actions we should take, I guess, you know what I mean, to better ourselves and the world around us, you know, change the world in a way that we want to see the world change. Because if you want to see the world change, it's going to be really difficult to see that change, and it's very rare to see that change unless you put in some effort, unless you put in that effort that you want to see the world change in that certain way, you know. It's about putting in that effort. But anyways, y'all, we live in a very strange world. We live in a very strange universe that is really hard to comprehend a lot of the times, and sometimes it's important whenever we're not able to, you know, get advice or think about a certain thing the right way. Sometimes it's important to just think about and observe nature in a way that we haven't before. And I know that might sound like stereotypical or like hippie of me or anything like that, but like sometimes it really is this important to see animals interact in the wild and plants grow in the wild, you know what I mean, and just nature as a whole, and see how it functions and balances on its own without any kind of government or system in place, you know what I mean, and how it just balances itself in a way. It's important, I feel like, to think outside of the box when you're observing nature, when you're feeling nature, you know. I feel like it's important to, like, look outside the box and realize, you know, like, what you are seeing, there's so much more to what you are seeing and witnessing. There's so much more complex beauty to nature and to everything that we see. And it's really easy for our minds to get wrapped up in a place where we're not really, you know, appreciating things as much. And honestly, that's okay. We're not always going to be able to appreciate everything in life. And if we try to force any appreciation, it's only going to make things so much worse if we try to force any appreciation. Sometimes it may work, you know. Sometimes for a couple days, a couple weeks, it may work, that forced appreciation. You try to appreciate every little thing in your life, even if things are going wrong, even if things are showing you darkness and everything in your life. Sometimes, you know, it feels like it's the right thing to do because I'm living in this era of life, and this era of life is technically the farthest we've come as humanity, and it's important to appreciate what we have and this and that, you know what I mean? And it's important, you know, it's like a 1 in a trillion chance that I'm even alive right now, breathing and experiencing this world. You know, it's sometimes we feel like it's necessary to think that way, but it's not necessary to think that way if we're forcing it. If we're forcing any of that appreciation, sometimes it's important to have moments where we're not appreciating things as much, so that the moments that we do appreciate things, we're actually appreciating them from a place in our heart and soul that is feeling so intensely, you know what I mean? It's not always going to be that way if you're just forcing a buzz of appreciation every now and then, you know what I mean, to try to get the most you can out of life and appreciate what you can, you know what I mean? It's easier said than done. Everything is easier said than done, you know what I mean? But life as a whole is just, it's meant to be appreciated for the balance that it is. It's meant to be appreciated that there is going to be dark moments where we're not appreciating things as much. There is going to be moments where we are appreciating things a lot, you know, bright moments in our life and everything. And both of those moments are equally as important because they both, you know, good, bright moments, I feel like they give us the motivation to exist and thrive and learn while the dark moments actually allow us to learn. The dark moments actually allow us to, have lessons in our life that we comprehend over time. And I think it's just important looking at certain aspects of your life, from outside of the box, like a different kind of perspective. And y'all, I'm gonna try to be more consistent with these videos. I think I'm gonna make one tomorrow too, honestly. I have a feeling that I will. So hopefully that shit works out and everything. But anyways, like, I appreciate y'all so much. I want to start making these videos a little bit shorter, like 15 minutes, like, around the time that I'm ending this one today, because I want more people to watch these videos in a way. I understand, like, if y'all look at the time of the video, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes sometimes, 30 minutes even sometimes, and y'all are just like, oh, that's a little too long to hear this goofy ass 18-year-old talk, you know what I mean? And I totally get that. Too. But I mean, I'm just gonna try to, like, I guess, give y'all my best honest advice in a time that is, ideal and necessary, I guess you could say. But anyways, I appreciate y'all. It's been a struggle lately, I'm not gonna lie, but I've been pushing through it, and I do believe in myself, and that's never gonna change. And I just want y'all to know that it's okay, even if you don't believe in yourself, because I've gotten to that point before in my life too. I've gotten to points in my life too where it's harder to believe in myself than it is in other times. But it's important to never truly, fully give up. There might be moments where you're like, God, I don't even want to, like, be here right now. I don't even want to, like, exist sometimes, but it's important that those moments are moments, and that they stay moments, you know what I mean? And that eventually we get back up and we realize that there's a lot more to live for than we thought, you know what I mean? And y'all just keep being yourselves, keep being lovely bugs and everything. And I hope that y'all have been having a good couple weeks that I've been gone. I hope y'all have been doing okay, and I hope that this advice helps. Even if it is, like, a little bit, the wheel advice, it helps me think about things, and specifically helps me understand, like, dark aspects of the world and appreciating what I can, but also knowing when to be like, hey, that's something dark, and that needs to be brought up, and that needs to be, you know what I mean, that needs to be understood a little better, and it's not really good that thing exists, type thing. But, like, yeah, I'm trying my best, y'all, and that's all you can do. And I'm trying to see myself for a human in that way, and realize that I make mistakes, and I'm always going to, and that's okay. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and I appreciate y'all. So, Peacington.